Okay, let's start. It's 10:30. Apologies, Denise has got flu, and Les...
And she had a flu jab.
No, she
didn't have
That's
it.
the point.
She didn't have one. Oh, I thought she'd had a flu
No.
jab.
Okay, I'm sure...
Harvested.
I'm sure the public are fascinated by listening to all that. Just to remind you, we are on film, it's been videoed. And Les has had a problem at home, so he sent us apologies as well. Right, can we approve as a correct record the minutes of the 13th of February, please?
Move them.
Thank you. There are no announcements. Apart from one, I will make an announcement just to put on record our thanks to all the staff who worked so hard during the recent weather. I know we all got regular reports from Rob Fife, which were invaluable. People have to forget that our workforce have got to get to work before the snow's even begun to be cleared. So just a big thank you to all them from Cabinet and all councillors.
Can I just comment, Leader? I think it's worth saying as well that the reports that did come out from the council, particularly from the Highways Department, from Paul Platts, who worked tirelessly all through it, as did other people, that those updates were so useful, because those of us who do use social media were able to put those reports on social media, and I think it reached a lot more people, and people did actually appreciate it. And similarly with the bin collections as well, we were able to put onto social media the bins that we couldn't collect, so people were aware when they were going to get the collections. So the reports coming from the council were absolutely tremendous.
Yeah. And the best thing about it was that they were accurate.
Yeah, so a big thanks to all the staff.
Yeah.
Okay, no items to add to the agenda on the grounds of urgency, and just to remind colleagues to declare an interest both verbally and in writing if you need to do so. So that takes us on to the first of our key decision reports, agenda item 6. Dan.
Thank you, Leader. This is a report for the production of action plans for Pontefract and Knottonley. I'll just give you a brief bit of overview. Last year, as a council, we produced a series of high-level vision documents for each of our priority areas, which included Wakefield City, 5 towns, the South East, Wakefield West and Rural. These initial documents set out a high-level vision for each of these areas, and we're now in the process of completing a series of plans which will turn these visions into a set of delivery documents. Production of these action plans will be phased over the next 18 months, and we have recently drafted plans for Castleford, which has been subject to consultation. We now wish to pull together plans for Knottonley and Pontefract, which are set out in front of you, and the report sets out the rationale for the process and the development of these plans. So the recommendations are laid out that we accept the plans or we don't. So my recommendation is I'd like to move that we support the plans.
Questions or comments, Pat?
Yes, Leader, thank you. Yeah, just on the Pontefract plan alone, we did have a meeting the other day, and it sounds great what we're looking to try and do. You know, at the end of the day, we've got to, you know, have the resources there to do it. But, you know, anything that improves our town centre is great for the people of Pontefract and Knottonley. Thank you.
And this plan will ensure that the town centre of Pontefract develops as we build more and more residents around it, making it a destination.
Yes.
Jackie.
Yeah, just to echo what Pat said, I think the plans are great, but I also glad to see that as far as Nottingham is concerned, there is that caveat that they can actually start work on some of the proposals that are in the pipeline, which I think is important for Nottingham.
And in the report, it highlights Knottingley as a particular example of being given the permission to make a start of that almost immediately.
Yes.
Yeah, I just wanted to comment on Knottingley as well. I know that Knottingley members aren't here, but they have for a good number of years now seen the decline of the centre of Knottingley. I visited Knottingley a couple of weeks ago to speak to a group there and was saddened to see the decline that has actually happened in Knottingley. And I know that they're so grateful that they've been included in these plans, and it will bring shopfront developments and will enhance the... It's only a small centre in Knottingley, but I think it will bring huge benefits.
Just to kind of sound a word of caution, really. A plan's one thing, but turning the plan into a reality, it's never easy. It always takes time and always needs investment from the private sector. The truth is, if you look at what's happening in retail in particular, it's facing huge challenges at the moment. We know that some of the big stores have closed last week, gone to administration. There are other stores that are facing an equally challenging time. One of the problems is smaller towns in particular are disproportionately affected by what's happening to retail. And one of the answers is to actually get people living in towns.
Yeah.
That is actually the key. So if you look at Castleford, the potential in Castleford is on the old Hickson site. Get houses there, and then you can start to regenerate the town. So whether at some stage we need to look in depth about the impact of the declining retail sector on smaller towns, it's probably worth doing, because we rely on our smaller towns and communities. So if they're going to be badly affected, which they are, it'll be a rapidly increasing decline, if you like. We need to look at those trends and what can we do in terms of housing. Because if housing is part of the answer, and it is, what does that mean for the plans we've got in adapting them? So that's all I'd say. You know, we can welcome the plans, of course we do, but it's with a sense of realism, I think.
Yeah, following on from that, once we've got the housing, and when we do make sure the housing's there, you also want to make sure the road infrastructure's there to support it as well, which we are doing in Castleford, we are doing in Nottingham. Also, so our mentioned jobs to an area, is making sure you've got connectivity out to other areas, which we are doing in Nottingham as well, making sure the rail service is there, people get out into Leeds, out into other places where the jobs and employment are as well.
Okay, so with those caveats, and we can pursue that, you know, the idea of looking at decline in retail and the impact on smaller towns. We'll move on to agenda item 7. We'll obviously read the recommendation that Darren's put to us. So, Pat, you're on next, Connecting Care.
Yeah, thank you, Leader. Just a bit of background. Over the last couple of years, the Council have worked closely with NHS, voluntary organisations such as Age UK and Carers Wakefield to provide better care services for local people. This report proposes a significant capital investment into creating 3 local hubs, buildings where council care staff, NHS staff and voluntary sector can work together in coordinated teams. This investment will help us to put over 300 staff out in our communities and be better connected with each other and local community organisations. It will also help to connect with GP surgeries right across the district so that everyone will be able to work together in the future. The capital investment will create a new modern environment for joint working and ensure the latest technology to connect NHS workers with council and other staff, including direct connections to our local hospitals. As NHS and council face ever increasing demands on our services, these new hubs will help us to reach local people before they reach crisis. It also helps to utilise the benefits of co-located health and social care services within the 3 sites, Waterton, Bullenshaw and Hollywell Lane, and provide integrated care for our citizens. So I recommend option 2.
Thank you, Pat. Any questions or comments? If not, can we agree the report?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And the last item, I think, is yours, Olivia.
Yes.
South Hindley.
Unfortunately, it's the conversion to academy status of South Hindley Junior Infant and Early Years School, and it's essentially for information.
Questions or comments? If not, that concludes the agenda. Thank you, colleagues. So what's on the agenda tonight?